Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
As Rachel stated, my name is Keshia Joachim, and I am the managing partner and founder of K&A Law Group. At K&A Law Group, we focus on trademarks, copyright, business formation, and immigration law. I have been in the DMV area for about 13 years, and be 14 years this August, on and off, but I am originally from Boston, Massachusetts. Let's go Celtics. But yeah, I'm excited that you guys are here tonight. Definitely want to share some information with you all to make sure you have the proper legal foundation for your work. So as Rachel stated, we'll be talking about copyrights, trademarks, and business strategies. I do want to give a disclaimer. The information that I am sharing with you tonight is educational purposes only. This is not legal advice. However, if you do want specific legal advice, of course, I can be your attorney. You can reach out to me and we would love to help you. The first thing I want to discuss is intellectual property law. So when you hear copyrights, you hear trademark, you may hear patents, and a lot of times people use those terms interchangeably or they don't know what those terms mean. So intellectual property law is basically the umbrella term, and under that is copyrights, trademarks, patent, and trade secrets. They all kind of deal with creative works and inventions. The first subject matter I'm going to go over with you guys today is trademarks. So how many of you are familiar with the golden arch of McDonald's? Raise your hand. Everyone in the room, correct? That golden arch is a source identifier. That's basically what a trademark is, a source identifier for goods and services. When you see that golden arch, you automatically know, okay, that is McDonald's. That is trademark. Something else that's trademark is that Nike sign that you guys see, that Nike check, that also is trademark. When you see that, you automatically think of Nike. So it's important as business owners, as artists, to make sure that whatever you own, whether that be a logo, a business name, you want to be sure that it is trademark. Because when people think of your goods or services, you want it to be associated with you, and you want to make sure that it's protected. Some things, again, that can be trademark are business names, logos, slogans. Funny enough, scents can also be trademark. Play-Doh scent, they actually trademark that. And colors can be trademarked as well. That Tiffany color for Tiffany blue for Tiffany & Co., that's trademark. That brown UPS truck, that color is trademark. So when you're thinking about how can I choose a mark, maybe you're brainstorming, maybe you have artwork that you're working on and you want a business name associated with your artwork so you can sell it. You want to get creative with the name. The more creative your name is, the more protection that you will have. If the name is too generic or too descriptive, the USPTO, which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, they probably won't approve your application. Because if you have, maybe you have a store called, artwork, and you're selling art, that may be too generic and they probably will not approve it, the application. But think about Apple. When you think about Apple, you know Apple is a fruit, but then you also know Apple is also associated with electronic products. It's arbitrary, but it had a high likelihood of approval. So something to think about as you're thinking about your name if you don't have one or a logo that you want to create. So when you think about a trademark, you're probably wondering, okay, how do I register this mark? You want to file again with the USPTO, which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The first thing I always recommend is that you do a search. If you go to the USPTO website, there's a portion on there, there's a tab you can click on, it's called Trademark Search. You click on that, you put in the business name, you put in the logo, whatever it is, and you look it up. You want to be sure that you do this. I always recommend clients that they do this. Of course, we do it for our clients, and we also do a second search. So that's a knockout search I'll do for clients to see if the name or the logo is taken. Then the second search I do is a comprehensive search. There's a trademark program that I use that's a little bit more intensive, and it searches all social media websites, it searches all 50 states to see if that mark is taken. You don't want to come across a situation where you have a business name, you have a logo, you're promoting it, and then it's for somebody else. I actually had a client where it was that situation. They had this business name, they thought it was catchy, they're promoting their brand, come to find out someone already had the name registered. So they quickly had to change that name before the person filed a lawsuit against them because they don't own it, somebody else owns it. So it's so important you do that search. After you do the search on the trademark website, the next step is that you have to file an application and pay the filing fees. The filing fees range from $250 to $350. The most common fee that you'll pay is a $250 fee. This fee is for a class. So say for instance, if you have a business and you are selling artwork and you're just selling artwork, that is one class that you would file under and you would pay this $250 fee. However, say with this business, you're selling artwork, but you are also maybe selling apparel with the name of your business. That is another class. So those are two different classes and two different fees. If you were to pay the $350, that is usually for someone who wants to create a more specific description and it's not in the trademark manual. So there's something called the trademark ID manual where basically you're able to look up each class and basically it'll kind of populate for you within the trademark application. However, again, if you have a more specific description, you have to pay that $350 fee, but you will be able to describe what you're selling, what goods or services that you are selling. Once you submit your application, it's currently right now, it's taking about 7 to 8 months for the application to be assigned to an examining attorney. So the examining attorney is the attorney who works at the USPTO and they are the one that's going to be reviewing your application. Once it's assigned to them, they review it. They're the ones that's basically going to say, yes, we can move forward with your application, or maybe they'll say we need some more information, or no, we cannot move forward because there's a name that's similar that's already registered. Once they review it, if everything is okay, then we're almost to the fun part where you actually get your trademark certificate. They review it, they put it in something called the Official Gazette. The Official Gazette is basically the online trademark newsletter. It kind of puts the world on notice, like, hey world, Rachel is about to trademark her business name. Does anyone oppose it? Does anyone have a name that's similar to it? It stays in the newspaper for 30 days. If no one opposes it, the next step would be for you to finally receive your trademark certificate, which is once you have that, you have protection. A lot of times people will ask me, okay, well, I am not currently selling any goods or services, but I am working behind the scenes. I'm working on this business name for my artwork. I'm working on this logo for my artwork, but I'm not selling anything. That's fine, there's an application for that. The application is called the Intent to Use application. So this application basically is a placeholder. You're kind of letting the trademark office know, like, hey, I'm not selling goods or services yet, but I do plan on selling goods and services with this name, with this logo, or whatever it may be, but I don't want anyone else to take it. So you can submit that application to the trademark office. I know you're probably thinking, okay, so we submit the application, we receive our certificate. How long is this valid for? Your trademark is valid for 5 to 6 years. Between the 5th and 6th years, that's when you have to file a renewal. You basically will have to show them that you are still using that name, letting them know it's still being used in commerce, and you submit that to them. When you submit a trademark application, something else I do want to mention to show that it's actually being used in commerce, you will have to provide something called a specimen. A lot of times if you're selling something online, you have a website, you can just provide them with a screenshot of that website, letting them know that these are the goods and services that I'm selling. If you have a brochure, or maybe you're providing some other type of services, you can also provide an invoice to show them that, yes, I am actually using this within commerce and I want to move forward with the filing. After the 5th and 6th year, you renew it. After that, every 10 years, you will have to renew it. Again, just showing them that it is still being